Hello YouTube friends, Gail's here to play another Nanoreno visual novel. This one is called Ruby Dreams, Immortal Promise. Looks very interesting. I skimmed the main page and it looked like there was some 3D elements to this one, so that's different. But it is a visual novel, but we'll just jump in and see for ourselves. But get to choose her name. Do Gales. I feel the chill of the night wrapping around me as I stumble through the darkness. I notice that my arms and legs are becoming numb. I'm so cold. Every step I take feels uncertain. Where am I? Somewhere in the distance, I hear something moving with an alarming speed, the sound of which cuts through the silence. Wolves? Bears? No, there's something disturbingly familiar. They sound rather human. As the sounds are getting closer, I see a glimmer, two crimson orbs burning like coals in the darkness. They're fixated on me with intensity that freezes my very soul. I am paralyzed, unable to move from fear. Panic claws at my throat as the figure approaches, a predator closing in on its prey. Run! I must run. This happened to the last visual novel I played too. Who says, I'm gonna run? Most people would just run. I can't escape. It's almost here. Its presence is suffocating me. I can't move an inch. My body won't respond. I can't get away. It's almost here. Also, I can't tell if this is supposed to be internal dialogue or if she's speaking to herself. Either way, it's a little odd. So, because I don't understand why it wouldn't just narrate this instead, since it's written from her perspective. I have no idea who's speaking. Miss, wake up, miss. We're almost there. I must have dozed off again. In that dream, it's always the same terrible dream. No wonder I haven't been getting enough sleep. As my cab nears its destination, a building appears through the thick mist surrounding the landscape. The Beaumont Mansion. Beaumont? Beaumont. I'm going to say Beaumont. I'm sorry if I mispronounce things. I am terrible at that. Is there a way to hide the text box? I don't know. Oh, okay. Push a whole bunch of buttons just to see. Oh, that's auto. Nope, don't want that. Turn that off. So I don't think there's a way to hide the text box, but that's okay. It's still a really nice looking background. That's very cool. Can I click? Nope. Oh, okay. Now we're... Alright, what did I miss? The mansion's Gothic-style exterior is adorned with beautiful decorations, the flickering lights at the entrance contrasting the chilling atmosphere. As the cab comes to a stop, I can't help but feel a sense of both nervousness and excitement at what awaits me. Alright, I'm gonna start messing around because I'm just gonna make it worse. So, but no, that's really cool. That should be all your luggage. Have a nice evening. Thank you. As I approach the entrance, I am able to clearly see the details on the doors. They're hand-carved and have a lot of small details. Above the doors looms what looks like the emblem of the Beaumont family crest. I hope I'm not running too late. There was a lot of traffic on the way here. Just as my hand reaches for the door, it opens slightly. The movement is so slight as if the mansion itself is inviting me in. A shiver runs down my spine as I hesitate at the threshold, feeling a strange mix of fear and curiosity. I take a deep breath and enter. Ooh. These backgrounds are super detailed. Really liking it. That's awesome. Okay. As I step into the grand entryway of the mansion, I'm greeted by the blend of old worn charm and modern luxury. And I really like the lighting too. Specifically, that's what I like. The lighting and then all the little details. Very neat. The chandeliers above me cast a warm, inviting glow while the polished marble floors gleam underfoot. Hello? I'm Gales, the new maid. Is there anyone home? How did such a lovely thing like you end up here? It seems it's my lucky day. He steps forward and joins me in the pool of light, his features illuminated in the soft glow. His eyes are a deep red color, nothing I've never seen before. I'm already getting like total like Astarion vibes just from the outfit. I mean, maybe that's just me, but between the outfit and what he just said, I'm already getting strong Astarion vibes. And I'm perfectly okay with that, for the record. I love Astarion. I wasn't really into vampires until I played Baldur's Gate 3. Now I kind of get it. But on the other hand, Astarion did set the bar kind of high for vampires for me, so we'll see. His eyes are a deep color red, nothing I've never seen before. A little awkward wording there. Oh, hello, I'm Gales. The door was open, so I came in. Might I ask who you are? Gales, what a pretty name. You and me are about to have a lot of fun. My pulse quickens as he locks eyes with me. He takes a step forward and comes only a breath away from me. His skin looks like white porcelain, his smile beautiful and alluring. Just as he is about to close the distance between us once more. Roderick, knock it off. You're scaring her. Excuse my brother. He seems to have lost his manners. Ah, there goes my fun. I guess I'll see you around, sweetheart. And just like that, the mysterious figure I just met walked away, leaving me breathless. Instead approached me a person who seemed very calm. His kind-hearted nature was evident in the softness of his gaze. His eyes are somewhat similar to the other person's, but less saturated. They are clearer. Hello, my name is Sebastian. You must be Gales. We've been expecting you. Yes, nice to meet you, Master Sebastian. Please, call me Sebastian. Come, I'll show you to your room. Just as he says that, Sebastian helps me with my bags. He picked them up as if they were nothing. Alright, so another thing to point out with the writing is going back and forth between present tense and past tense. So the just as he said, I think it's probably mostly in present tense. I see this a few times in VNs, and I even do it myself, so it's understandable. Most VNs take place in present tense, but sometimes, writers will, especially if they're like me and they like to write novel format as well, they'll accidentally sometimes switch to past tense, and they do that here. So the just as he says, Sebastian helps me with my bags, that's present tense, but then it switches to past tense, and he picked them up as if they were nothing. So just pointing that out. Something to watch for whenever you're going back to edit over your work. Make sure you're not switching between past and present tense. I barely dragged them in from the cab to the foyer. I was pretty surprised how heavy they were. See, this is past tense too. Maybe it is supposed to be in past tense. I'll keep an eye out. I'll try to pay more attention to that just to make sure. But then again, I did bring my entire wardrobe. That That was present tense, right? So Sebastian guided me up the stairs. I noticed the expensive red carpet under my feet. It's so soft, almost like I'm stepping on clouds. I wonder if I can afford to buy one for home. Hopefully Mom will approve of such luxury. Yeah, it's definitely going back and forth between past and present. Okay, I'm going to stop pointing that out, but I will keep that in mind as something to mention in my review, because it is definitely something noteworthy. It's subtle, and most people aren't even probably going to pick up on it unless they're a writer like me. Or an editor, you know, somebody who's used to looking out for that sort of thing. But it is something to keep in mind, because it does, even if people don't know why, it is going to feel odd when you're reading it. It's going to feel, something's going to feel off. They might not be able to put their finger on it, but that's what it is. It's going back and forth between past and present tense. At the top of the staircase, we reached a hallway. Even this part of the mansion is an interesting infusion of old and new. I must say, you are rather late. Did something happen on your way here? I apologize. Traffic has been heavy lately. I should have taken that into account. That's all right. What's important is that you're here. Well, here we are. This is your room. The room looked like it was created especially for me, a refuge, a heaven amidst the chaos of the world outside. I can't believe they added all of my... You get to choose. I'm going to choose... This is easy. I'm going to choose books because I do have a lot of books. I love books. Ooh, and it even shows up. That's cool. Books. I can only hope no one peeked inside, or else they'd know about my unusual taste. Oh, and I didn't say this, but if I didn't say this before, I know I was kind of fangirling about the guy who reminded me of Asterion a little bit, but I really like the design of this character too, Sebastian. He looks really cool. Very fancy. Fancy rich boy, which obviously they are, so. My face lights up at the sight of them. Standing in the doorway, Sebastian offers me a gentle smile, his eyes reflecting his emotions within. Is it to your liking? It's perfect, but is it really okay for me to stay here? The room is so big and luxurious. We picked this room because it's the closest to ours. It's between my room and Roderick's, as well as across Alexander's. Thank you. I wasn't expecting to be on the same floor as all of you. It's important for us that you're close. I see. Not sus at all. Your maid uniform is on the bed. We'll meet at dinner exactly at midnight. All right, thank you, Sebastian. It's so unreal that I'm finally here. If only Mom could see all of this. Yes, if only Mom could see me fawning over sexy vampire men. She'd be so proud. And Mom, if you are watching this, I'm sorry. This is your daughter. This is what your daughter does in her free time. Okay, I throw myself on the bed and let out a heavy sigh. I wonder how she's doing. She didn't say much in her letter, only that I must come here immediately. I knew that one day it would be my duty to come and serve the Beaumonts. And if I did well, said Mom, I'll get to see her again. So if you're quoting someone, you'd probably want to say, and if you do well, you can see me again. Which, that's kind of an odd thing for a mom to say. That's a little toxic. Now I'm kind of curious. What's up with her mom? Why would she say that? I wish she'd tell me more. Hopefully I can find answers soon. It's time for dinner. I should get ready. I can't be late on my first day, or rather, night. There, all done. I can go now. As I enter the dining hall, the first thing to grab my attention is the dining table. Another very nice detailed background. Awesome, awesome. Good lighting as usual. Digging it. Music's good too. Kind of, I mean, I can barely hear it because I did turn it down though, for obvious reasons, so you can hear me, but kind of eerie, mysterious. I like it. Alright. It's a feast fit for royalty. There's expensive crystal and polished cutlery. Candelabras light up the table with their flickering soft glow. The Beaumonts have decided to indulge in what seems like red wine. And I know I've been, you know, being nitpicky a little bit on the writing. I always am, because that's, to me, that's one of the most important things about a visual novel. But I am really liking the writing so far. It is detailed and whatnot, even if it is in need of some editing. Let's put it that way. But it's still good. It's interesting and good writing. So it's understandable they started without me. I'm a little late. I decided to approach the table and find my stop next to one of the other servants. As I'm walking, my eyes are drawn to 3 male figures seated at the head of the table. Sebastian, with his kind-hearted gaze, offered me a welcoming smile, gesturing to them with a sweep of his hand. Gales, you finally decided to join us. Please sit. Oh, how nice. My sweetheart has come. Shouldn't I stand to the side of the table like the rest of the servants? Oh, so she changed her outfit. That's her maid outfit, I guess. So definitely has more of a, you know, kinky anime maid kind of vibe than what an actual maid would wear. But that's okay. We know what kind of visual novel this is already, so it's fine. It fits. Shouldn't I stand at the side of the table like the rest of the servants? Nonsense. It's customary for our guests to join us for dinner. This is an unusual invitation. I thought I'm here to serve them as a maid. I look around at the other servants, and they look indifferent to the notion of me joining the Beaumonts. Another thing that makes me stand out seems to be my uniform. Now that I look closely, I don't see anyone else dressed like me. Oh gosh. Yeah, she's picking up on it too. Maybe they didn't have any more uniforms and had to get me a different one. This is great. This is not toxic at all. No. There's no manipulation, ulterior motives, and misleading, and, you know, maybe, you know, none of that going on here. Either way, I can't ignore Sebastian's invitation. There's only one available seat, and the NC opposite Sebastian. After sitting down, I can't seem to shake the feeling that something bigger has been set in motion ever since I came here. Since we've all gathered, I think it's time to introduce ourselves. I'm Sebastian, the oldest son, and I run the mansion. That is Roderick, and lastly the youngest is Alexander. Lovely to meet you again, my dear. Roderick strikes me as with the same alluring smile he made when we first met. He raises his cup to me. Let's see. I can only do so many guy voices. He seems more like the strong silent type, or maybe introverted rather, at least. So. Remind me, why is she here again? She doesn't need to share a table with us to perform her duties. Alexander, so that's the third Beaumont I hadn't met until now. His gaze is cold. It sends a shiver down my spine. Don't be rude to our guest, Alexander. We talked about this. Ugh, whatever. Hello, my name is Gales. I've never really worked as a maid before, but I look forward to getting to know you all. We welcome you, and hope you have a nice stay here. Now, time to discuss your schedule. I assume you've noticed the magical nature of things around here. Well, as such, we've left a midnight journal in your room. It will be your guide during your stay here. We can meet tomorrow morning. In case you find yourself wanting to tend to other matters before that, I'm sure Roderick and Alexander would gladly assist you. Do you have any questions? I'm not sure I'm familiar with the magical nature of the mansion. Ah, so it has yet to reveal its beauty to you. Well, all in good time. Curious. Now eat up. You came a long way from home, so you must be hungry. Yes, thank you. I'd better finish up quickly. Being the only one joining them for dinner makes me feel uncomfortable. Thank you for the meal. It was very nice. May I be excused now? Of course. I'm happy to hear it was to your liking. Have a good night's rest, Gales. I'm curious about the midnight journal Sebastian mentioned. It should be around here somewhere. I should have a look. Ooh. Why to access your journal at any time? Ooh. This is the love panel, and here you can track your love progress with each of the love interests and replay days you've already played through by using the calendar. This is the music panel, and here you can keep track of and replay all the songs you've unlocked throughout the story. And this is the gallery panel, and here you can view all the artwork you've unlocked during the game. Awesome. I like that. Okay. So with the controller, it's hard to click on these, but obviously with the mouse, it's easier. Ooh. Okay, okay. Cool. Oh, so here you can see the full art. Well, that's good. Because it is gorgeous. Oh, so this is where like the books and the plants can go. Yeah. Cool. And more to unlock. Awesome, awesome. Right. I think that now I can peacefully go to sleep. I'm so tired that as soon as I close my eyes, I drift away and fall asleep. In the morning, I awaken to the beautiful melody of birdsongs outside. I open my eyes to see sunlight peeking through my curtains. My bed feels so cozy. Do I really need to get up? 5 more minutes couldn't hurt. No, what am I thinking? I have things to do today. Better get up and get ready. I'm still confused if this is supposed to be internal dialogue or if she's talking to herself. It seems to like she's talking to herself, because I think, once again, if it's internal dialogue, then should be just narration, I think. I'll stop mentioning that, though. It just bugs me. It's just something I see a lot, and it just annoys me. Because it doesn't make any sense. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe people actually do talk to themselves, and I just think, you know, it's nuts, but maybe people actually do talk to themselves like that. I mean, I'm just sitting here talking into Mike, so I guess that's kind of weird in a way. But anyway, I have a feeling that my first day will be long and eventful. I should get dressed and then decide what to do. Let's see what to do first. Visit any of the boys. I don't know who I want to go for. Sebastian seemed the nicest. Roderick is definitely flirty type, but I still like him because he reminds me, which I usually don't like the flirty type, but he reminds me of Asterion, so I like him anyway, even though it's not usually my type. Especially when two people just meet, I don't really like it when they start getting flirty right off the get-go, but as long as it evolves into something more than just the flirtation, then I'm okay with it, but it does kind of me a little bit at the beginning. And then Alexander seems like the strong type. I mean, I'm honestly interested in all three. Is there a way to save? I don't know how. This isn't a Rimpai game, I know that for sure. But that means I don't really know the controls. So I don't really know how to save. Unless it just saves automatically, I guess. Anyway, we'll go with Sebastian, just because he seemed the nicest. I wonder what Sebastian wanted to meet me for. I'll go to his study. I'm also really into like bigger brother vibes. And he did kind of have the bigger brother vibe that I like, so This should be it. It's best to knock before going in. Come in. As I walk in, I notice all scattered documents on his desk, and on the opposite end is a mountain of books. He seems drowned in work. I hope it's okay to interrupt him. Good morning, Sebastian. Good morning, Gales. Give me a moment to finish up. Of course. Take your time. All done. So, did you get enough sleep last night? Yes, thank you for your concern. And what about you? Funny of you to ask. I think your mother would have mentioned that we don't sleep. Oh, I'm sorry. She hasn't told me much about the Beaumonts. It's all right. You'll learn everything you need to know with time. For now, sit down. We must discuss what you'll be doing during your stay at the mansion. Of course. I learn fast, and I'm good at housework, so I'm eager to begin. I'm not surprised. You look like a hardworking person. Is there anything in particular you'd like to ask me to begin with? Kind of both. Learn more about you. I'd like to learn more about you. Getting to know you will help me serve you better. It's quite charming that you have an interest in me. That's a rare occurrence, after all. I'm usually the one interested in others. What would you like to know about me? You mentioned you run the mansion yourself? Yes. As the oldest, it's my duty to take care of everything around here. I'm unable to trust my brothers. They're very irresponsible. That sounds a bit tough. It must be difficult for you to take care of everything alone. I'm used to it, and I don't mind. I've always been good at these things. But enough about me, Gales. Let's talk about you. You mentioned your mother hasn't told you much about this place. Yes, she shared very little with me. I remember her mentioning I might need to come here one day, but nothing beyond that.
So from what I've seen, it doesn't look like the sprites have very many expressions. In fact, I think it might just be the one. Like, they all have, like, just one default image to represent themselves, which that's okay. It's a little unusual for a visual novel, so which is why I'm pointing it out, but I mean, they look gorgeous. The backgrounds look gorgeous, and we'll see. We'll see how it goes. We'll see if it annoys me or not, if I find myself wanting more, but for now, I'm okay with it. Strange. I'd expect her to tell you all about the Cursed Ones. The Cursed Ones? You don't seem to fit that description at all. Many would beg to differ. You see, throughout the ages, my family acted upon their selfish desires. They took what wasn't theirs and gave nothing in return. People naturally started to... Uh-oh. Let me go back. I thought it cut off, and then it was gonna... Oh, people naturally started to hate us. Okay. Alright, we can get rid of that. Okay. We've all made mistakes and have regrets. No one is perfect. Everyone deserves a second chance, so don't let this image define who you are. That's a very positive way of looking at it. The fact that you're real special really shines through, Gales. I am a regular person, just like you. Gales is super naive. Not really. You're different from others. According to history, your bloodline is of divine heritage. Many would say that it's some children's book story, but the Beaumonts have always believed it to be true. They claimed it granted... So it's doing that again, but at least we have a way of seeing what it is. But yeah, that's definitely something you want to fix, is how it cuts off like that. Maybe shrink the text size a little bit. Or expand the box, either way. Anyway, believed it to be true. They claimed it grants the likes of us immunity. The likes of you? People call us cursed for a reason. Are you all sick? Or do you have a hereditary illness? You could say that. Because of this, the Beaumonts have a lot of enemies, and people aren't fond of us. This puts a huge target on our backs and endanger us. I mean, they have pale skin, red eyes, gothic-looking clothes, and gothic-looking house. Come on, Gales. Put the clues together. Ask them to open their mouths. You, Gales, you carry the key to our safety. That's why you are so very precious to us. But Sebastian, how can someone's bloodline grant anyone immunity? It sounds a bit silly. Do you remember what I told you about this mansion? Yes, that it has a magical nature. Exactly, and just as it has magic in it, so do you. Everything around you carries some sort of magic. Some carry less and others more. And you carry a lot more than you'd expect. And the main reason I'm here is because you need my bloodline's magic? The others might see that as a way. The others might see it that way, but that's not how I see you. I want you to know you're way more precious than that, Gales. That's sweet of you to say, Sebastian. I wasn't expecting to be special to you. Sebastian looks uncomfortable. Maybe I said something wrong. I should change the subject. Is there anything I can do for you today? Oh, no. That'll be all for today. We'll meet again tomorrow. All right, Sebastian. Goodbye for now. Let's see what to do next. Uh-oh. Sure. Why not? Having tea with Roderick sounds like a pleasant idea. Ooh, pretty greenhouse. As I enter the greenhouse, I'm hit with a thick, humid air carrying the earthy scent of damp soil and the faint aroma of chamomile? Chamomile. Oh wow, so many flowers and beautiful greenery. This place is magical. Roderick seems to be enjoying his tea next to a big, interesting plant. I hope it's okay to join him. What a pleasant surprise. I knew you couldn't resist me, sweetheart. I thought that having tea in this greenhouse is a good idea. Not honest with ourselves, are we? Well, that will change in time. I'm known to have that influence on people. An influence? Yes. You are bound to keep coming back to me, darling. I'm, after all, very irresistible. And also very full of yourself. But that's okay. But enough about me. Tell me, what is it that you're really here for? To get to know you, yeah. Duties? Pfft, who cares? I hate cleaning anyway. Why did I sign up to be a maid? I'm terrible at cleaning. I'll admit that I'm somewhat interested in you. Oh, yeah. How nice. What is it that you'd like to know? You seem to really like plants. Do you spend a lot of time here? Ah, yes, I do. I admire carnivorous plants, the way they lure their prey with their sweet scent and then trap them. By the time the prey is aware, it's too late. Quite intriguing, don't you think? It is kind of interesting, but also kind of creepy coming from him. They are something different. Now, they might not seem as much, but you'd be surprised how similar they can be to some of us. The plant next to us is the biggest one here, but it's somewhat lifeless. Is it perhaps sick? She's an ancient Nepenthes plant. I call her Vespera. She's dying. Aw, he looks kind of sad. Okay, so the expressions do change. Maybe it's just Sebastian's. Maybe I just didn't notice. I don't know. It's subtle, but the expression definitely did change. He looks sad now. Gales, did you perhaps come to fulfill your duties? Ah, yes. What may I do for you? Should I prepare more tea? Oh, nothing of the sort, dear. I guess we can take it slow and easy for now. I do enjoy savoring these moments. It makes my reward even sweeter. Well, tea time is over. We can meet again tomorrow. Goodbye, Roderick. Let's see what to do next. So we get to visit all three. Well, that's nice. Why won't it let me? Yeah. Okay. That works. Okay. I'm curious what Alexander is doing. Gentle music can be heard through the corridor before I even approach the room. So this is nice that we get to know all three, you know. It's kind of like an introduction. I don't know if all the days are going to be like this, but it is nice to see. The door is slightly ajar, and as I fully open it, I take in the melody. It's so familiar. I didn't know Alexander had such talent for the piano. Has no one ever taught you to knock? Oh, sorry. It's just the door was slightly open, and the piano music... What about it? It was so beautiful. Don't mock me. It's nothing without the missing piece. Why are you here anyway? I was supposed to visit you. Remember what Sebastian said? Tell him that if I needed you, I would have called. Have I done something to upset you? Upset me? What do you want? Getting Sudari vibes a little bit, maybe? A little bit? Maybe? Alright. There we go. Okay. Yeah. Once again, who cares about duties? I want to get to know the pretty man. I want to get to know you better. And why the hell would you want that? I just thought that since I'll be working here, it would be nice for us to get to know each other. Familiarity is not required for you to perform your duties. I don't even know what my duties are. I thought I was supposed to be a maid, but I've yet to be given any work. Wait, no one's told you yet. What is Sebastian even doing? No one's giving me a clear answer. Oh, you want a clear answer? Here's one. You're a glorified blood bank. I had a feeling that was going to be the case. Now leave my room. Let's see what to do next. That's her reaction. Okay. Oh, Gales. She has no idea. This day felt so long, but at least I managed to meet everyone and get a step closer to figuring out the truth. It would have been nice to talk more to them, but as the day draws to an end, I can only dream of spending more time with... So we get to choose which one we like the most. All of them? I did say Sebastian, so yeah, we'll go with Sebastian. Sebastian is in his study. I wish to know more about him. Ooh.
Oh, such beautiful butterflies. Wait, come back. Where are you going? Where am I? Everything looks so strange. This must be what they call lucid dreaming.
Very pretty. Like the 3D model. Really cool.
That tree in the swirling mist, it's calling out, pulling me closer as if it's trying to tell me something.
A to jump. Okay, cool.
What an interesting place. There seems to be a door, but how do I open it?
Voice acting's a little quiet. I think it's because I turned down like the sounds and stuff. I turn it up, but I'm just worried that you won't be able to hear me. I kind of wish I kind of wish there was like a separate one for the voice. So then I could just leave that one turned up.
I'll turn the sound effects up a little bit. Unless I find something that annoys me, like I sometimes do with sound effects. Or maybe it was letting me and I couldn't tell. Okay.
Those boxes seem to have some sort of image on them. Maybe I can find my answer there. The image is all messed up.
Sliding the boxes into the correct position. You can interact with some objects by looking at them and pressing X. Cool. I am terrible at puzzles, by the way, so, you know. There's a... Oh, it looks like a treasure chest, but I don't think I can interact with it. Darn, I wanted some treasure. I'm just looking around. I know I'm supposed to interact with the boxes, but this is cool. I'm digging it. Alright. Oh, so it's like forms a little picture. So it's that kind of puzzle, huh? Yes, because I am excellent at this. We'll try this. Yeah, I did it. Ah, now this is an invisible floor.
I can trace my steps and follow the path.
So 1, 2, 3. This is easier. For me, anyway. 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, nope. Okay, I say that and then I mess up. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Oh, nope. I should have done 4 a little more. Oh, dang it. 3, right? And then, and then over here? Yeah, okay. And then 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yay, I did it.
Those broken mirror pieces?
First try.
I must have a mirror frame somewhere. I'll try bringing the shards back.
Gather the broken mirror pieces and bring them to the empty frame. You can carry 2 at a time. Oh, okay, cool. Empty frame. Where's the empty frame? Oh gosh. It's not, is it all the way back there? Okay. I think the little butterflies is guiding us. Oh yeah, okay. And then let me guess, I'm gonna have to put the puzzle pieces together. Oh yay. I'm just joking. This is great. I'm just bad at puzzles. Oh, and if you hear a squeaky sound, it's my controller. I got a squeaky analog stick. Okay, trying to get to that big piece. Oh, maybe I have it in the right spot. That's why I can't move it. So I guess the other ones weren't in the right spot then. So I guess once you get them in the right spot, then they don't move. Okay. That makes sense. Okay. Okay, I get it. I get it. I get it. Never mind. I retract my complaint. Yeah, they kind of like snap into place when you get them. So that's good. It makes it a little easier to tell that I've got it right. I swear this looks like a corner piece. But it's not. Oh, there it goes. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yay! I finally did it.
Reflection. Maybe it's another clue? I'll go have a look at it.
Pick up the glowing option.
I found some sort of key. It's too small to fit a door, so
Ah.
a chest?
So we do get to open the treasure chest. Yay!
Give me his quill. I wish to have it. It means a lot to me.
Oh, there's something written on the side of it. Between the pages, dark and worn, in Mr. Beaumont's thoughts, Sebastian's dreams are born.
Oh my god, that was such an intense dream. I must talk to Sebastian immediately. Sebastian, are you in here? Gales, what are you doing here this early? It's kind of difficult to explain. I had this dream, and in it I found this chest, and then I heard your voice and... Slow down. It's okay. Have a seat and try to catch your breath. You can tell me everything later. Here, have some water. Thank you. So, let's try this from the beginning. What happened? We can tell him about it. I don't see why not. I know where your father's quill is. My father's quill? How do you know about it? Remember how you told me this house is about to reveal its beauty to me? Well, I think it has. I experienced lucid dreaming and was in a magical place where I discovered a quill. After I found it, I heard you say how important it is to you. Then I noticed there was something written on the side of it, some kind of riddle. I think it might help us find the whereabouts of the quill in real life. Remarkable. I'd never expect it to manifest this type of magic. It entered your mind and influenced your dreams. I have to say, I'm a bit envious of you. I can't count the amount of times it would have been useful for me to enter the dream world. It was such a beautiful place, Sebastian. Oh yeah, that's right, because they can't sleep, right? They already mentioned that, so. It was such a beautiful place, Sebastian. Everything in it reminded me of you. It was a truly special place. I'm surprised you'd compare me to anything special. I'm no more than everyone else. I think I'm about to see you the way you truly are. Thank you, Gales. It means a lot to me. I'm curious about the riddle. Do you mind telling me what it was? Ah, yes. It was a bit long, but I think I remember most of it. It was something along the lines of, between the pages, dark and worn, and Mr. Beaumont's thoughts. Sebastian's dreams are born. My father's thoughts. It sounds like it's referring to my father's diary. Is everything okay? Yes, of course. I simply can't believe the quill has been under my nose this whole time. I've had my father's diary for ages. I didn't dare open it out of respect for his privacy. So, this is what he meant by, "It's yours now." He really gave me the Beaumont quill. I thought he didn't think much of me if he hadn't let me inherit it for all this time. I ridiculed myself for not being a good enough son. When, this whole time, I've had it in my hands. Thank you, Gales. Thank you for what you've done. Don't be too hard on yourself. Sometimes the most important things are hidden in plain sight.
Yeah, and I think it's actually that's pretty cool that he had the diary in his hands. His father literally gave it to him, and he still didn't want to read it because it's his diary. I mean, that says a lot about his character, so that's really cool.
Your father must have known one day that you'll find it. Besides, he probably expected you not to open it immediately. You're right. I've been so focused on proving myself that I overlooked what was already mine. It's funny how life works, isn't it? Sometimes we search for answers far and wide, only to find them right in front of us. Yes, it looks like it. Well, now that you have the quill, what do you plan to do with it? What do you think I should do, Gales?
I say honor your family's legacy. Yes. I mean, I don't know what their legacy is, really, aside from probably being vampires, I'm guessing.
I suppose it's time for you to honor your family's legacy. One day you can give it to your kids as a token of their growth. Maybe hide it in your diary and then give it to them. You're full of interesting ideas, aren't you? I like it. It might bring a smile to their faces, just like it did to me. Thank you. I'm always happy to help. If there's anything else I can do for you, I'm here. It does comfort me to have you by my side. In that regard, what do you think about the annual Beaumont Ball? Unfortunately, I've never heard of it.
I mean, I did just get here, dude.
Each year, the Beaumont family holds a grand ball. My mother insists on having it at their estate, as she wants to make sure everything is perfect to the last detail. You know how mothers are. I envy how close you are with your mother. You seem to spend a lot of time together. We don't see each other that often, only every month or so. It's still way more than I get to see my mother. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to ruin the mood. No, it's okay. Please continue. Are you sure it's okay? Yes, Sebastian, go on. Alright. Mother expects us all to go as a family. A grand ball with your family sounds like quite the experience. You could say that. Are you going? I'm not sure yet. Why? Dressing up, drinking champagne, and dancing under the glow of chandeliers sounds hard to resist. Well, I needed a date to begin with. Every year we get invites, which we must give to someone we'd like to go with. No need to feel bad if you don't have who I'm guessing someone to go with, Sebastian. I went to my graduation party with a friend, and I had a way better time than I would have with a date. Worst case scenario, you can go by yourself. I guess that works, but I'll stand out too much. I doubt many people will notice. My family certainly will. Is that a bad thing? Sadly, it's not simple. My family is pressuring me to find a Mrs. Beaumont. Once again, it is expected of me to fulfill my duty as the eldest.
Oh no, let's encourage. Don't stay at home.
You will find the one.
He's a nice guy. He's very charming and whatnot.
I'm sure you'll find the one for you. Sometimes the right person comes into our lives when we least expect it. You're right. I should focus on the present and stop worrying so much about the future. Sometimes my parents' expectations get the better of me. And who knows, maybe this year I have someone in my mind who I want to invite. I wanted to mention the ball to you since I'm sure my brothers might consider asking you to go with them. I doubt any of you really want me, of all people, to join you. You need someone who can support you as head of the family. Roderick has many girls mesmerized by his charm, and I'm not sure if Alexander really likes being around me. Roderick has a very flirtatious nature, but I've never seen him this serious about anyone. As for Alexander, he can look cold, but once you get to know him, he really softens up. Yeah, yep, total Sundari, I can make. Well, if he's cold, then I guess it's more Kudari, but I don't know, he seemed a little angry type to me, so. I remember the first time, it could also be the red hair. I remember the first time I saw him show any other emotion apart from annoyance or anger. We were just little kids. It was our first winter together, and me and Roderick were having a snowball fight. We tend to play a bit aggressively sometimes. Both of us are quite competitive, but Alexander didn't seem to like the idea. When he wasn't looking, I snuck behind him, scooped up a big pile of snow, and then dropped it on his head. He fell to the ground, and for a moment his face was so full of shock. Once he realized what happened, he burst out laughing. Me and Roderick had never seen him laugh before. The three of us played together all day that day. Since then, we seem to have broken the ice, so to speak. That's a very sweet story. I wish I had a sister that I could play with. It sounds fun. It can be, but not always. Let me guess. One of them always gets on your nerves. Could you guess from my expression? Totally. And judging by track record, it's 100% Roderick. Nothing seems to get past you. Yes, Roderick gets on my nerves a lot. He's a very hard-headed and wants things his way without taking into consideration what others want. And what about you, Sebastian? You seem to know so much about everyone, but you never really talk about yourself. It would make me happy to hear something about you for a change. I don't think only badly about myself, as surprising as that might sound. If anything, you could always rely on me. I'll always be there to catch you when you fall. I'd do anything to see that smile on your face. Ah. No one would dare hurt you because they can rely on me to protect you. Because you can rely on me to protect you. If you need someone to talk to, I'll listen to you without judgment. With every word, Sebastian was getting closer and closer to me, his eyes fixated on me without breaking contact even for a moment. His voice was lower than before, only for me to hear. My heart is skipping a beat. What is happening? I think that is very sweet of you, Sebastian. Gales, would you accept my invitation to the ball if I gave it to you? He took my hand in his and looked up at me with pleading eyes. I feel butterflies in my stomach as I decide what to answer. Is it really okay to go to the annual ball, Beaumont ball, and by that with Sebastian? Heck yeah. I mean, sure, cool. That's cool, yeah. Let me click. Dang it. I'm trying to, there, okay. Yes, I'd come with you if you really send me the invite and not bail at the last moment. Okay. Don't worry, I never back down on my word. What I'm worried about is what you do. I'm not sure how you feel about me yet. Time flies by so quickly when I'm with you. I have to go do some errands in town. I'll be back soon and come to see you again. It was nice talking to you. Good luck with your errands. Thank you. Goodbye, Gales. Another day, another success in finding out more about this place. Would I be able to dream of one of them again tonight? If yes, I really hope to dream of... Oh, so we get to dream of all of them. Is it going to be bad if I kind of try to romance all of them? I mean, just to see what happens. Emphasis on the word try. The answers have been pretty obvious so far, but it could backfire.
Knock on wood. Let's knock on wood. Because I don't want it to backfire. I'm okay with it being more obvious than not obvious at all. And me struggling. Roderick is in his greenhouse. I wish to know more about him. Oh, here we are again. So pretty.
That tree in the swirling mist, it's calling out, pulling me closer as if it's trying to tell me something.
Oh, I didn't mean to try to look up her skirt. I just wanted to look. I just want to look up at the ceiling. Ooh. Oh, here we go again. Okay. All right. I can do this. All right. I think it goes this way. So. I didn't press the button, but okay.
Those boxes seem to have some sort of image on them. Maybe I can find my answer there.
Does that look right? Looks right to me. Yeah. Alright, so we got that. Oh. I'm glad there's a little thing to tell me where to go because I am not only bad at puzzles, I am completely directionally challenged. Oh, this one looks a little trickier. Okay. So is it like sideways or? Yeah, okay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Kind of like dancing. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4.
With this map, I can trace my steps and follow the
1,
path.
2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Alright. Yay, we did it. I really did get on the first time that time, didn't I? Oh, now we gotta do the mirror thing. Okay. I like all the pretty lights and stuff. This looks really pretty. I know that's not exactly the most inspiring comment. It looks pretty. Pretty lights. But it does. So the first one had like, and I like that it like reflects like their interests and personalities. So the first one was like a study kind of themed. This one's greenhouse themed, and the other one I'm guessing is probably going to be like piano or maybe music themed, I'm guessing, for Alexander. Where am I going? Oh yeah. The only thing I'm kind of worried about is the saving. Does it save automatically? Because, I mean, if I want to take a break, I'm worried about losing all my progress and having to do this again. I mean, I'm fine with the story, going through the story all again. It's the puzzles. I don't want to have to do the puzzles again. I mean, they're okay. It's not like it's, you know, gonna kill me to do it again. Especially now that I, you know, I'm getting the hang of it, but I'm just not a puzzle person. I'm usually the type of person that has to look up walkthroughs for puzzles. How do I rotate it again? Okay. Alright, I felt that snap, so. Snap. And that's snapped. I'm not sure. Let's do the other one. The bigger one. Okay. Yeah. Oh, I'm hitting the wrong button. There we go. That was a little easier. I don't think it's because it was easier. I think it's because I knew about the snap now. So then I have to pick up the glowing object, which is.
I found some sort of key. It's too small to fit a door, so maybe a chest?
Ooh, dagger.
Spara, be brave, my sweet. I'll find a way to bring you back to life.
There's something written on the side of the dagger. In blood and steel, the answer lies. Let his crimson flow. From his love again, she shall grow.
What a strange dream. I should go talk to Roderick. I can finally use what I know as leverage. Hello, Roderick. Gills, to what do I owe the pleasure? Aw, I don't want to manipulate him. That's probably what he would do, but I don't want to do that. I'll just tell him directly. I had a dream about the dying flower. Vespera. Yes, Vespera. I think I know how we might help. Always full of surprises, aren't you, sweetheart? Do tell. But it might be difficult. It involves an heirloom dagger, one that the Beaumonts should have. And what if I don't have this supposed dagger? Then you can't get the plant to your blood. How about you give me yours instead? That would be nice. I'll sink my teeth in your tender skin. Just the thought of it gets me excited. Well, that won't save Vespera, will it? Now, please stop fooling around and hear me out. Feisty. I like it. I'm all ears. Once you find the dagger, you must cut the palm of your hand and feed your blood to the plant.
Not enough won't revive it, and too much will kill it instantly, so you must be very careful. Interesting theory. I assume you don't know my blood isn't for everyone. But I'm ready to give you the benefit of the doubt. We'll most certainly try it out in a bit. But first, since you've been such a nice girl, I'll have to return the favor. And how would you do that? I can offer you so many things: immortality, freedom, and a new life with me. What do you say? Even though those are some tempting offers, especially this hypothetical immortality, I'd much rather learn something about my mother.
No, I would not want to be immortal. To live forever, I don't know. It just sounds kind of tiring. Especially if, like, all your friends and family are mortal and you're the only one that is immortal. I mean, I guess maybe if you had a hot vampire to live with, I mean, maybe maybe that would be okay. Maybe I could live with that. But, I don't know. It'd still be sad, though, because you'd still have to say goodbye to all the people who weren't immortal. I don't know. I guess vampires, even though they don't age, they can still be killed. So I guess it's technically, I think I'd be okay with that. I'd be okay with not aging. That kind of immortality. But to never die at all, I don't know if I'd be okay with that. How disappointing. I was sure you were going to accept, if only you were as obsessed with me as you were with your mother. That sounds kind of creepy. It kind of sounds like... Okay. Okay. Very well. I get what he was saying. Very well. I owe you, so I'll tell you what you want to know. Your mother had an understanding with our family. If she gave us her most precious possession, we'd help your family. Why would my family need help? Didn't the progressive lack of expensive painting and furniture leave an impression on you? I remember Mom being busier after Dad passed away, but I don't remember any details. We had to move away at some point, and that made me very sad, but Mom was always positive and smiling. Your family was running out of money, Gales. As you said, after your father's death, your mother needed more money. She started selling what she could to help you get by. But as with everything else, that came to an end one day. Then she came knocking on our door out of desperation. My mother would never do that. Anyone who was in that position would, no matter their pride. Well, where is she now? Is she working for your family just as I am? No, sadly, she decided to deceive us and hid our prize. You know what happens to those who lie to the Beaumonts, don't you? Wait, what are you saying? Sorry, sweetie. I don't think she'll be coming home soon. Aw. Did they kill her mom? That's terrible.
Don't you dare say such nonsense. My mother is the most amazing person I know. She loved me and took care of me day and night. She will definitely come back for me. She'd never abandon me. Shh, it's okay. Unlike regular people, I always keep my promise and will forever be by your side. Let's try what you suggested, shall we? I'm curious to see what you will say will work. Roderick took out the dagger from one of his pockets. Wait, didn't you say you don't have the dagger? Never said that. You're such a liar.
I mean, he technically didn't. He just said hypothetically. What if he didn't have it?
We're about to find out if you're the one, too. And just like that, without any hesitation, Roderick cut his palm and fed the plant his blood. Vespera, my sweet, come back to me the way you once were.
Aw, it worked.
I can't believe it. Color is spreading through Vespera. She's full of life again. You've brought me my great joy, sweetheart. Good job.
Aw, no, that's clearly more than just a plant to him.
I'd do it again if I had to. I saw how much you cherished Vespera. Very much so. Just as much as I cherish you, Gales. I wouldn't say that. I think you're just using me. Yeah, he totally is. And what makes you say that? If you really cherished me, you were going to tell me about my mother without wanting me to give you something in return. Pity you think that. I needed an excuse to see you again, even though my charm is enough to keep you coming back. Tell me, how did you know this was the answer to saving Vespra? I dreamt about it. You dreamt about it. You really expect me to believe you, darling. Dreams don't just tell you how to save someone. Just admit that Alexander was part of all this, and I'll forgive you for lying to me. Alexander, what does he have to do with me having a dream about this? I usually like playing games, but you're playing with fire, Gales. The only way you'd know is if that wannabe musician told you something. Roderick, you're stepping out of line here. I don't care if you believe me or not, I'm telling the truth. And no matter what happened between you and Alexander, you shouldn't be mean to your brother. You aren't aware of the sorrow he has caused me. Seeing Vespra suffer in this way and being so close to the cure, but then being ripped away from it. He burned the one grimoire from our ancestors that contained the answers I needed. So he got what he deserves. He lost his precious piano key. Was it lost or stolen, Roderick? Does it really matter? He's not a real musician anyway. So with or without the key, he's still nothing. Even if he hurt you, you shouldn't hurt him back. People really can be blinded by rage and do unreasonable things. I'm disappointed in you. All right. I don't like admitting it, but you're right. I got too emotional and lashed out at you just like I lashed out at Alexander. Yeah, it happens. Totally. It's okay, it happens to the best of us. What's important is to acknowledge your mistakes and do better next time. Yes, take accountability. Aren't you sweet? So forgiving and kind. You're making me want you all to myself even more. I did think that by now you'd know I don't belong to anyone. Yeah, tell him! That too can change in time. Since Alexander didn't tell you anything, then you really dreamt of the dagger. Interesting coincidence. Could it be a sign of your desire to be closer to me? It's what I've been trying to tell you. I'm not lying, and I doubt it's a desire towards you in any way. I wonder what other dreams you've had with me, but you're too shy to share. Does your mind always go there? Have you ever considered it out of concern for how you feel? You're concerned about me. I knew you'd fall for me, but I never expected it to be this quick. I guess I can also say I'm deeply interested in you. Anything extremely beautiful should belong to me. You're totally not listening to anything I'm saying. Once again, I don't belong to you. Why are you so against that thought? Belonging gives you a purpose and makes you feel valued. I can feel valued even without belonging to somebody. Thank you very much. You're seeing it as a negative manner, but it's actually a good thing. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna agree with him. I don't care. No. I don't really see it that way. It's obsessive and controlling. It makes me feel breathless. I knew that I took your breath away each time you see me. That's not what I mean. You're suffocating me with your behavior. I know that you'll eventually understand me, Gales. Until that time comes, I won't give up. That's my cue. Sadly, we must part ways for tonight, sweetheart. I hope to see you again on a more romantic occasion. We'll see about that. Goodbye for now. Goodbye. Another day, another success in finding out more about this place. Would I be able to dream of one of them again tonight? If yes, I really hope to dream of Alexander. Alexander in his piano room. I wish to know more about him. Butterfly tree.
That tree in the swirling mist. calling out, pulling me closer as if it's trying to tell me something.
Oh my. So it's like a concert hall, yeah. Cool. Alright. So this has got to go up. So does this, but we need to get these out of the way first. No.
Those boxes seem to have some sort of image on them. Maybe I can find my answer there.
Yay. Three, 1, 2, 3, right? Yeah. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Okay. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Where are you at? There you are. Yeah.
I found some sort of key. It's too small to fit a door, so maybe a chest?
Chest. Where's the chest? Oh, there.
Is this a piano key?
No. It doesn't sound right. It's not like she played it. Whoever took it, I'll make them pay.
Did someone take his piano key? Wait. I think I can hear someone else talking.
How dare he? He had no right to. Well, you can play at that game. I'll hide it by the fireplace. Let's see him try to play his beloved tune now.
Oh, we know who took it. But now we know where he hid it. That's good. We can get it back for him. That dream, it felt so real. I have to talk to Alexander. I should knock, or Alexander might get angry again. Wait, is that the same tune from yesterday? It's just as beautiful as before. Hey, I remember to knock this time. Yet I don't remember calling you. Why are you here? This might sound weird. Kind of both, but I guess we'll just do the straightforward answer. I had a dream of you last night. Of me? Wouldn't have been a nightmare then. No, it wasn't. Not mine, at least. What is that supposed to mean? Alexander, is there someone you loved? You realize what I am, right? How could something like me have ever loved someone? Aww. I don't think you're being honest with me, Alexander. I don't think you're being honest with yourself. Who cares what you think? You don't know me. You don't know anything. I know where the missing piece is. You what? I saw it being hidden next to the fireplace. If this is some kind of joke. It's not. I'll go check. Wait for me here. It was right where you said. I thought I'd never find it. Thank you. You're welcome. Who would want to hide it in the first place? Uh-oh. I guess we'll tell him, because I don't like lying. I don't like lying to people, but at the same time, I don't want to start something between two brothers. But then Roderick's kind of a jerk, so you know what? Yeah, we'll tell him. Roderick did it. I saw it in the dream. That bastard. I should have known. Next time I see him, he'll be lucky to leave unscathed. Alexander, please don't do anything rash. Yeah, tell him. Brothers should be nice. Even if Roderick is kind of... eh. I mean, he's not a bad character, don't get me wrong. Just, nah, I don't like the controlling types. He does remind me of Asterion, but he kind of reminds me of Ascended Asterion, and I don't like Ascended Asterion. Ascended Asterion is ew. I like the nice Asterion. Why shouldn't I? You seem to have hurt him. He was just lashing out, like you are now. He deserved it. It's his fault that... Alexander, please. Fine. I'll try to keep my composure around him. Now that you have the key, could you play me the song in full? You really want to hear it that badly, huh? What's it to you? I mean, I do like it. I think it feels familiar, though, is the more interesting option, though. Something feels very familiar about it. Familiar? How so? I can't put my finger on it, but I think I might have heard it before. How would that be possible? Why wouldn't it? Did you compose it to yourself?
Well, no. But it's not by a famous composer or anything.
So maybe I've heard it before. It feels like a faint memory, something from my past, perhaps from when I was a child. Alexander, is something wrong?
No, it's nothing. I just got lost in my thoughts.
Are you sure? You looked a bit bothered.
Yes, I'm sure. Now, about that song.
Yes. Will you play it for me?
Well, I can't bring myself to say no. Come, you'll be the first to enjoy it in a while.
I stood close to him as he played, the melody of the song filling the room. It was beautiful, yet somewhat melancholic. It gave out a feeling of familiarity in a way.
So now that you've heard it, what do you think?
It's beautiful.
It is, isn't it? Now all the pieces are in place. It sounds just as it is supposed to.
The song means a lot to you, doesn't it?
It's not so much the song, but the memories attached to it.
Memories of someone special? Are those memories of someone special?
Huh. Is that obvious?
Maybe I'm just that perceptive.
I mean, it did mention something about that in the dream, didn't it? It said it wasn't like she used to play, whoever she was. Or maybe you saw it in a dream as well.
Or maybe that.
Yeah. I might tell you if you come visit me again.
Oh, so you won't get mad anymore?
Not as long as you don't forget to knock.
Great. Well, I'll get going then.
Bye, Gales.
Goodbye, Alexander. These have been an eventful 2 days.
Hasn't it been 3 days? 3 days of dreams, right? I guess that maybe she's not counting the first one because she didn't actually work, or I don't know. Go to bed.
Sound of paper sliding under door. I wonder what that sound was. As I get out of bed and walk to my bedroom door, I notice something was slid under it.
Oh, so we have to choose which envelope. Of the three, I think I like Sebastian the best. I like Sebastian. I am kind of curious more about Alexander. I feel like we didn't get to know him that well because he was kind of like, go away. But he seems nice enough. And then Roderick, I like him as a character, but not my type. A little too controlling and kind of eh. So yeah, we're still gonna go with Sebastian. And plus, blue is my favorite color. So,
oh, how nice.
Okay. I don't know if I can read this. Greetings, dear. Does it say creatures? On behalf of the esteemed Beaumont family, it is my pleasure to extend an invitation to you for the upcoming annual Beaumont Ball. This exclusive event promises an astounding, or maybe, I don't know, evening filled with elegance, music, and revelry amidst the grandeur of Beaumont Manor. We eagerly anticipate your presence as we celebrate tradition and something within our esteemed community. 6th of February, starting at noon at the Beaumont Manor. Festival attire is expected. Your presence at the Beaumont Ball would be a great honor, and we are looking forward to welcoming you with open arms. Oh. Wow. Okay. I had a feeling it was going to do that, but I like to challenge myself. All right. Well, there it is. I'm not going to reread it. I think I got most of it right. I might have missed a few words, but cool.
I wonder what I should wear. Ooh, we get to choose a dress color. I'm gonna go with purple. The purple dress best suits me for this occasion. Was this dress really the right choice? Maybe I should have chosen a different one. Ugh, I can't believe how nervous I am about the ball. I shouldn't be overthinking it so much. Aw, it looks pretty. I like the pretty purple dress. You'll be beautiful no matter what, Gales. Sebastian, how long have you been standing there? The door was slightly open. Not long. That's so embarrassing. Why would you just stand there and listen to me? You should have said something. Don't feel embarrassed. I know exactly how nerve-wracking it can be. You want to look your best and fit in. And I'd like to leave an impression on you. You always leave an impression on me. Don't worry about that. We should get going soon. The car is waiting for us. All right, I just need a few more minutes. I'll be waiting in front. One last check in the mirror. All right, I think I'm ready. We've arrived. Let's go inside. Sebastian, I'm not sure I can do this. What if your parents don't like me? I'm sure they will. I could search the whole world and I'd never find a more lovely person than you. Aw, he's so sweet. No need to feel nervous. Just enjoy tonight and don't think about it. I'm glad I'm here with you. You always know what to say to set my mind at ease. Yes. I'm happy to hear that. Here, you can hold on to me. Oh my god, this place is magical. It's hard to believe all this is real. It is very pretty, very fancy. I like it. My mother would be happy to hear that. Should I get us some drinks? I wouldn't mind one. It might help take the edge off a little. Alright, I won't be long. No matter how much effort I put into getting ready, I still don't feel like I fit in. Are people staring at me, or is it just my imagination? They all have the same piercing gaze. It reminds me of my nightmares. I'm not feeling that well. Maybe I should go outside for some air. My head, it feels dizzy. Whoa, hey there, are you alright? Yes, I think I am. I don't know what happened. I suddenly felt very dizzy. Leaving your date by yourself isn't the best idea, Sebastian. Roderick? Having fun, my dear. I highly doubt it, given the fact that you're with Sebastian. I'd also have a headache listening to him blabber. Maybe next time you should choose a more suitable date. Quite the opposite. I'm enjoying my time with Sebastian, and we're about to have an amazing night. Yeah, tell him. Suck it, Roderick. Now how about you go enjoy yours somewhere else? It's getting a bit crowded here. Don't you agree, Sebastian? You heard the lady. Very well. I'll let you two play pretend for tonight. Until next time, sweetheart. Ugh, what was that all about? Why is he always like this? He doesn't like it when things don't go his way. He always voices his dissatisfaction, but I won't let him ruin our time together. He can throw as many tantrums as he'd like. It won't change the fact that you chose me. I'm glad to hear you're enjoying our time together. I wasn't expecting you to say that so openly. Well, he upsets me, so I wanted to shoot him down somehow. Yeah, Gales. Oh, was it all for show then? Not necessarily. I'm sorry. I'm no better than Roderick for teasing you. Aw, no, you're way better. You're nicer. Sweet. Not controlling. Little protective, maybe, but there's nothing wrong with that. I don't think he's being protective in a possessive kind of way, like Roderick probably would be. Just more on I care about you and want to keep you safe kind of way. That's the vibe I get anyway. Here, I brought you a drink. It's champagne. I remember you saying you'd like to have some. Thank you. I didn't think you'd remember. And what are you drinking? Wine. I don't really enjoy drinking anything else. Yeah, I've noticed the wine obsession around here. Are we sure it's wine? It must be very high quality if your family is this addicted to it. Does Gale still not realize what they are? I mean, didn't Roderick literally say he wanted to bite her neck? Not only that, but you all seem to share the same eye color. Oh my gosh, she really is that oblivious. All rather interesting resemblances. Gales. Yeah, somebody needs to break it to her. There's something I've been meaning to tell you. I mean, yeah, I kind of already know. I mean, I already know, but does Gales know? Sure, what is it? What is it, Sebastian? The wine. Doing errands during the night and our eye color. These aren't random things our family does. You remember the story I told you, right? About people calling us the Cursed Ones. There's a reason for that. Me and my family, we are not regular people, and it all might sound absurd, but the stories about vampires that you might have heard are all true. And we're descendants of those creatures. I've had my suspicions, Sebastian, but it all sounds too unreal. What? But how? We've been so careful. How did you... I mean, it's pretty obvious. Your brothers didn't seem to hide it. They made it very obvious. Yeah, just a little bit. But I mean, even if not, I mean, come on. I made sure to warn them so many times, but they never listen. I'm sorry. I knew one day you'd find out, but this isn't the way I wanted it to happen. Well, I was hoping you'd be the one to tell me, Sebastian. You've always been honest with me. Yeah, he's nice. I only wanted you to protect you from the world of vampires. I didn't want you to get this involved. My plan was to get you as far away from here as possible. But with each passing day, it became harder to let go. You're just so mesmerizing. Aww. It's been hard for me as well, wrapping my head around all this, but I'm happy I came. My life changed so much, and for the first time in a while, I didn't feel alone. I even stopped having nightmares. They were the bane of my existence for a long time. I can say the same. I feel happy, and I have a new purpose. Being buried under all those responsibilities was slowly killing me. Sometimes I felt I couldn't breathe. But then you came into my life. Like a breath of fresh air, you helped me look forward to the next day, and you made me feel special. Please promise me you'll be honest with me from this night going forward. I don't want us to hide anything. Even if you think it's for my own good, I'd rather know the truth than live in ignorance. I understand, and I agree. It was wrong for me not to share this with you sooner, but I promise it was all with good intentions. I'll speak openly and won't hide anything from now on. Thank you, Sebastian. I'm really enjoying our conversation, but I'd like to interrupt it. What do you say, Gales? Will you take my hand and dance with me? I need time to think about it. Do we? Do we, Gales? Do we need time to think about it? Okay, good. I'm joking, Sebastian. I can't be the only one to get teased. Fair enough. I deserve that one. I'll gladly accept your offer. As we move onto the dance floor, my hand in his, I feel a sense of peace settle over me. In his arms, I feel like I can finally let go of the worries that have been weighing me down. For tonight, at least, I'll let myself get lost in the magic of the moment, trusting in Sebastian to guide me through the darkness and into the light. Aww. You can use the journal to replay previous days. Cool. Aw, that's really sweet. I really like that. So if we can replay previous days. So if we don't have a perfect bar, I wonder if that's going to affect anything. I do want to kind of see, so we can... Yes. What do I have to redo? Do I just have to redo? Yeah, we just have to go talk to Alexander again. Okay, but we can kind of skip this. All right, we'll do Roderick's now. Yes, yes. I wonder what I should wear. We'll do the green dress, because he likes green. Hello, gorgeous. Roderick, I wasn't expecting you to come here. I have to pick up my date, otherwise we'd be late for the ball. I thought we would have until the evening. I'm very impatient, so I came early. Spending more time with you is my highest priority. Plus, I get the satisfaction of seeing people's jealousy. How nice of you, Roderick, to use me in a way that makes others feel bad. I like that. I like that at least she calls him out for his bullshit. I'm simply showing off how lucky I am to have you. We can talk more later. Now we should go. All right. We've arrived, shall we? Oh, wow. Sebastian wasn't lying about your mother's keen eye for detail. This place is magical. Sebastian this, Sebastian that. Let's not distract ourselves with other people. Tonight is only about you and me. I think he's the one that's getting jealous now. Wait, I think I see your brother is at one of the tables. We should go say hi. Not a step further. Come here. Ugh. What do you think you're doing, Roderick? Something I've wanted to do for a long time. Hold you in my arms where you belong. Let me go this instant. The others will misunderstand. And why should that bother me? I don't have to hide from anyone. Let them think what they want. Well, it bothers me. Now let me go. You're so cold. Why do you always try to run away from me? Because you never listen to me and you do whatever you want. You never consider how I feel. That's not true, Gales. To me, actions speak louder than words. Look at me in the eyes and tell me why you picked me if you seem to hate me so much. Tell me you don't want to be here with me. You can't, right? You can't bring yourself to lie. You wanted to be here with me. I make your heart race, and you don't know why. You don't understand why you're so attracted to me, even though you don't want to. And that by itself scares you, but also makes you curious. You want to know more, and you want to understand. The only way you can is if you keep coming back. How are you so sure about this? I've never mentioned it to you. You don't need to. It's written all over your face. I don't understand why you're trying to go against your desires so much. Am I really that terrible? Do I make you feel that bad? Sometimes in your honesty you can be, but I've never met anyone who is as open as you are. You never let anything stop you from speaking your mind. And it doesn't matter what people think, you say what's true to you, so in a way there's a positive side to your actions. I'm still not sure how it makes me feel. I won't deny that I'm curious and I'd like to understand you more. But you keep pushing me and it doesn't feel comfortable. I know how I make people feel, but you seem to understand me like no one can. For you, I'm ready to try my best and behave. Aw, good. I have my limits, Roderick. If you're really willing to respect my boundaries, we might be able to be friends. Is that what you think? That I want us to be friends? You've never been more wrong. If my intentions haven't been clear enough, let me make them even clearer. I like you, Gales. Ever since you entered through the door of the mansion, I've had my eyes on you. You're different from ordinary people. You make my heart race like no other. Like every little thing about you excites me. You're the most beautiful creature I've ever seen. I don't know if I can believe you. All you've done so far is toy with me. The hand on my waist applied pressure to push my body closer to his. I feel his breath on my neck, and then I feel his lips gently brush against my ear. Your heart's racing, Gales. Do I make you nervous? Cut it out, Roderick. You said you'd respect my boundaries, and personal space falls into that category. I mean, I didn't tell him to stop. I had to do something to make you believe me. What better way of showing it than with my body? There's other ways to do it. And what would those other ways be? If you really liked me, you'd... I kind of want to know both. We'll go with the mother, though. I'm kind of curious. Tell me more about my mother. Be honest. Where is she? How is she? We've already talked about this. There isn't anything more I can say. Come on, Roderick, try a bit harder. Surely there's something else you know. As I said before, she struck a deal with our family. I can only assume that she had to give you up to us, but she didn't want to do that. Give me up? Why me? Wasn't she supposed to give you her most prized possession? You carry Whitmore's blood, Gales. That by itself is of high value. I think I understand her very well. I wouldn't want to give you up either. She probably knew about our ruthlessness and wanted to protect you, so she hid you from our family, and she couldn't be the wiser. If that's the case, where did she go after hiding me? I really don't know, but that doesn't mean I can't find out. If you stay with me, I'll make sure to find out everything, as long as it makes you happy. Nothing could make me happier. Not even me. I'm sure I can think of a few things I can do to change that. Roderick, I'm joking. I just can't stand to look at that frown on your face. If you help me, you won't have to see me frown ever again.
Well, I don't know about that.
I'll see what I can do tomorrow. I hope to bring you good news. Me too. Now, we didn't come all the way here just to chat. Come, dance with me. All right, I need something to take my mind off things. A dance sounds like a good idea. As I dance across the ballroom floor with Roderick, I can't help but feel a flutter of excitement mixed with nervousness. His feelings for me left me almost speechless. However, I can't shake off the feeling that he's a higher creature who's playing with me in the palm of his hand. He guides me effortlessly through our dance, his gaze never leaving mine. In his eyes I see sincerity, love, and a hint of mischief. For now, I'll allow myself to be swept away by the magic of the evening, but deep down, I know that sooner or later I'll have to confront the truth lurking in the shadows and decide where my heart truly lies. Aw. How sweet.
Now let's see Alexander's. Can I just redo this day? I probably should have just done that before. Yeah, I should have just done that before. I like this though. Even though I couldn't save, it still lets me go back and redo it. So that's okay. I can forgive the lack of a save. Because that pretty much is the save, I guess. Alright, we'll do Alexander's next. I wonder what I should wear. We'll do the red dress this time. The red dress best suits me for this occasion. You came, and what a dress. Aw, it is pretty. I like all the dresses. Thank you. It wasn't easy choosing which one to wear. It looks great, though I'm kind of surprised you decided to come with me. Oh, why wouldn't I? I mean, the competition was so stiff. Roderick has his dashing charms, Sebastian's has his cool mystique, and I have... Aw, yeah. Nah, he has more than just a bad temper. A kind heart and a gentle soul. You believe that, even after the way I treated you? Nobody's perfect. Especially me. Maybe, but what's important is to strive to be better. You're right. Then let me start by telling you the truth. Remember when I called you a blood bag? Yes, not the most pleasant thing I've been called. I think it was a blood bank, he said, but blood bag works too. Yeah, sorry about that, but I wasn't just being an ass when I said that. Oh? There's something I've been hiding from you. Me and my brothers, we're... Yeah, we'll do the I already know this time. I know what you are, Alexander. I figured out your family's secret. Wait, you did? How? I mean, mainly thanks to you and Roderick. He was especially lacking in subtlety. Oh. We were going to tell you eventually. Honestly, if it wasn't for Sebastian, I would have told you on day one. You didn't even want to talk to me on day one. You're right. She has a point. So what now?
I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around this. Even with all the time I've had to think, learning that vampires exist is not an easy thing to just accept. I understand. Having your worldview turned on its head ain't easy. That being said, I'm happy you decided to be truthful with me, Alexander, even if I already knew. So, is everyone here like you? Yes. You're the only human around. Should I be afraid? No. No one means you any harm, and if something were to happen, I'll keep you safe. Thank you, Alexander. I feel less nervous when around you. I'm happy to hear that. I have to ask, though, did my mother know? She did. And she didn't tell me. I'm sure she had her reasons. What reasons could she have to hide something so important from me? People are complicated, and sometimes it's better to keep secrets. Not from a person you're close to? And speaking of secrets, you promised to continue our conversation from last time. Maybe another night. Alexander, you said we'd talk about it once we met again. Is that why you came with me in the first place? Because your curiosity was eating away at you? I want... No, I'm not going to say that. That's mean. I want you to open up. Yeah. You know that's not true. I just want you to open up. Why are you so adamant about it? Because I see you want it as well. Something's eating away at you from the inside. You're not wrong. There are many things I want to say. Then say them. I don't know if I can. Let's start from where we had left off. The song. Will you tell me more about it? It used to be her favorite. Was it yours too? Yes. She was actually the one who taught me how to play the piano. That song was the first I learned. This person, she must have been really special to you. She was. I thought I'd never meet someone like her again. What happened to her? I'm not ready to talk about that. Aw. I understand. You don't have to keep going if this is too heavy a subject. We can stop for now. You know, you remind me of her. How so? Same eyes, same hair, same stubbornness. Oh, you think I'm stubborn? You sure are. No matter how many times I told you to leave me alone, you still kept coming. I'd call that stubborn, but honestly, I'm glad you did. I'm glad I did as well. I'm sorry for how I treated you back then. I was just trying to keep you away. Keep me away? I was afraid of getting hurt, afraid of coming to love someone only to lose them again. Are you still afraid? Right now? Right now, I'm just happy to be with you. I wish this night could last forever. We can pretend it will. I'd like to. Perhaps a dance will help that fantasy. Care to join me? I'd be delighted. Thank you. I must warn you, though, I'm a really bad dancer. I'm sure you'll manage. In the grand ballroom, we begin our dance. Alexander tries to take the lead, but he struggles to find the rhythm of the music. I notice his uncertainty and offer him a warm smile as I gently place my hand on his, guiding him with ease through the steps of the waltz. As we move across the polished floor, I sense Alexander's nervousness gradually melting away, replaced by a growing sense of trust. We may not be the most graceful couple, but it doesn't matter to us. Aw, yay! We got to see them all. That was nice. I really enjoyed that. Okay, so let's... Alright, so that was really good. I really liked that. That was nice. I liked it more than I was a little skeptical. 'Cause sometimes with vampires, it can get a little toxic. And it did a little bit with Roderick, but it kind of eased up a bit at the end, which I'm glad. I'm glad that the main character at least stood up for herself and defended herself. I appreciate that in a heroine. So. Let's see. Positives. There's quite a few. I enjoyed the artwork was really nice. The backgrounds were really impressive, and so were the character designs, and the character sprites were nice. And I really enjoyed the gameplay elements. It was cool. The whole,
you know, dream and getting to do even the puzzles and whatnot. Once I knew what to do, it was pretty easy for me to get a hang of it. So I like that. I like the mystery elements and that each brother or whatnot had like their own individual stories, and their personalities were really nice, really nicely defined. I still think, like I said, Sebastian I think is still my favorite, but I like the other ones too. Even Roderick, I like him to some degree. And Alexander was nice too. Always loved the Zandares. They warm my heart. Let's see, what else? Story was pretty good, yeah. Like I said, I like the mystery aspects, and the romance was nice. In the way of constructive criticism, really the only things were like technical difficulties, like the controls. I still had some issues getting the controls to work. Like sometimes when I was doing the box puzzle thing, it would push the boxes even when I didn't push the button. So, sometimes I struggled using the controller once again to try to select some of the options. And then the writing itself, I kind of mentioned this in the beginning, and then I kind of backed off of it, because once I mention it, I don't like to keep nitpicking on it, and I like to just play the game and enjoy it after a while. Turn off that little editor voice in my head. But yeah, I definitely feel like now that the jam is, it's understandable. This was a lot, by the way, for a jam game. Considering this was made in a month, this is really impressive. But so it's very understandable also that the writing could definitely benefit from some editing and proofreading, because of there were some switching back and forth between past and present tense. There was some awkward wording and stuff like that, but that's to be expected with the jam game. Really, that's all I have to say constructive criticism wise, except that I'd like to see more. I'd like to know more about what happened with the mom. I was a little confused in that regard, because the way Roderick was talking, it sounded like she was dead, but she just talked to the daughter, right? She's the one who sent her here, so we know she's not dead, right? I don't know. I was a little confused in that regard. But I don't think it's bad writing or anything. I just want to know more about it. I'd like to see it expanded upon and all that. Because it was definitely an interesting idea, interesting take, and yeah, very curious. And like to get to know the Beaumonts more, maybe meet the mom and pops. That's pretty cool. That'd be cool. Take to see. So yeah. Rating wise, I think I'd give it 5 out of 5 star, because most of my complaints were technical issues and minor things, you know, nitpicky things like editing and whatnot, and bugs and stuff. But once again, considering it's a jam game, that kind of stuff is to be expected. So if that's the only downfall, then yeah, it still deserves a perfect 5 out of 5 for a jam game. But yeah, in terms of like story and characters, I have no complaints. I thought it was pretty great, really. Yeah. The gameplay was great. Even the puzzles I liked to some degree, and I'm not really a puzzle person, so. Alright, I think that about does it for today. I'm pretty sure this video is going to be pretty long by now. But thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day. See you later. Bye.